Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You are here on the home of the slightly above average ship review. I'm your host KPZ. Today, I apologize for the air conditioning sounds in the background. We got a match on Islands of Ice. We are down tier in the tier 5 French premium battleship, the Dunkerque or the Dunkirk. And I know you are wondering, I guess I was checking the time there. I know you're wondering, how easy is it to be successful when you are down tier in a ship like this that only has 2 turrets, that only has 8 guns, that doesn't really have a lot of armor, that's really great at chasing down cruisers and maybe some slow destroyers, but not so great when it comes to slugging it out against battleships, especially when it's down tier. And the answer is you have to redefine what you consider success in a match in World of Warships Legends. It's not all about kills. It's not all about medals, although we do get a couple of medals at the end of the match. It's really the impact you have on the game, and that is a nebulous definition. All right, so this is a domination match. Clearly, we are not going to be entering any cap circles, at least until the end of the game, or the end part of the game, because we're not a destroyer. You know, everybody can see us. So I'm just getting next to this island here to protect myself, and I'm lobbing shells at this North Carolina. So I'm going to ground my bow there on purpose, give us a little bit of protection. Couple of ships out here, they're shooting at other people, and so we're just going to sit here and shoot at this North Carolina. Now I want to let you know, with this ship I am using the survivability commander Emile Geprat. If you are a wise person and saw that I had 4 heals, you already knew that. And Geprat is the individual I recommend for this ship, simply because the Strasbourg is an up-tier Dunkerque, and so you have the same caliber guns. At this tier, they claim you're in danger of overpenning. Whether that's true or not, I certainly do not know. Whereas the Strasbourg, they warn you that you have modest guns and you're in danger of not penetrating at all. As you can see, I've switched to high explosive here. The reason is these guys are angled a little bit, and I wasn't getting a lot of joy from the armor piercing, so don't be afraid to switch to HE. Now, it's not Royal Navy HE, it's not even Russian HE, but it is not worthless HE, and so French HE is pretty good at setting stuff on fire. It's just not great, okay? So there, I set the other North Carolina on fire, and I'm just gonna, I think, if I remember correctly, I'm just gonna alternate back and forth setting these ships on fire. Now you'll note to our port side, the enemy has captured that cap circle over there. So I am cognizant that there may be a destroyer over there. And I'm also cognizant that as the North Carolina advances, I'm going to start shooting into the island due to the lower trajectory. So that's why I'm backing up a little bit here. And again, I think there's some people near me, and that's good and everything, but will to rebuild isn't triggering, so they're not that close to me. I am able to do this because I've found myself a good position on the map. Able to be free of torpedoes. There are just better targets out there, I guess, for the ships with torpedoes out there. And that's really key. I've seen a lot of Reddit posts where people have been pushed out of good spots by bigger ships, or they get blocked or something, or someone else beats them to the spot. You know, this is all situational dependent. If I didn't have this spot right here available to me, could I have had this kind of successful game? Well, probably not. Okay, and you're just going to have to deal with the fact that not every game is going to go the way you want it to. Even though you want to impose your will, you want to get into a good position, you want to be able to shoot at the enemy ships. But sometimes you don't have that. And I started to lose it in this position because the North Carolina is advancing. There's another battleship over there. So I decided to back up a little bit, give myself some more room. And again, I can't see the mini-map, but I'm sure that at some point I was wondering if there were destroyers over to my port side. And the screen is too small for me to see on the mini-map, so I don't know. I've played a lot of games since then, so we're just lobbing shells. And you know, these North Carolinas, before they were shooting at other people, they did shoot at me a little bit. Now a blue team battleship has gone way forward. I don't necessarily think that was a wise play, but it allows me to have the luxury to shoot at these North Carolinas and the Leon without anyone shooting at me. That is the first time I took shells from the side. So you see I'm going to advance forward. Those two guys killed each other, so we've got a Leon over here, and I want to say maybe another North Carolina somewhere out there, maybe not. I don't know, maybe he got killed and I just didn't see it. So now I'm going to advance using the speed. The Leon got crushed by a friendly teammate. And so at this point, I can safely say, in my opinion, the tide has turned. We're going to hit the Leon here with some HE that doesn't set him on fire. And we are going to put our armor piercing on because he is broadside to us. Out there is a failed platoon ship in Oklahoma. I can't imagine why people still do that in this day and age. If you're going to platoon up with somebody, make sure you're in the same tier ship. Alright, the Leon gets eradicated. So now, still wondering about what's over there. Andrea Doria. In front of me, I got a tier 4 ship. Got my airplane in the air. And just checking my gun range there. And there's only one destroyer left, although I believe he is to the port side of my ship. So I'm going to put my HE back on, anticipating I might have to shoot at a destroyer. And I'm going to go engage this Oklahoma. Now the Oklahoma's way over his head in this match. Although not necessarily with me, because I'm just a tier 5 ship and he would face me normally. There's a Furitaka out there. There's the Andrea Doria. And we set the Furitaka on fire. And right now I'm checking to see where his guns are. And maybe hoping to spot the destroyer, who I believe is over here as well. So he is aiming at me. So even though I have armor piercing loaded right then, I think I'm going to switch back to HE, and I do. And at this point, we're just trying to mitigate damage and manage our damage cons while using these islands to block us off from the Oklahoma and the Furitaka. You know, at this point, you got ships on both sides. You really got to use those islands to your advantage. And I'm trusting that I'm blocked from them. We do set the Andrea Doria on fire. And that's the other thing, you gotta run the turret durability mods on these two turret French battleships, no matter what the tier is. Because even with the durability mod on, you can see that we just had a turret get knocked out. Still moving in, we're gonna shoot into the superstructure here and do a little bit of damage. And at this point, you think his secondaries would be ripping into me, and they are a little bit, but they aren't doing a ton of damage. And we'll get behind him and see what I've done here is I've maneuvered to put all the ships onto the starboard side of my ship, and by doing that, we hit the Andrea Doria pretty hard, and a teammate finishes him off. So even though we haven't killed anybody, we don't have any hits to Citadel, we've managed to accrue almost 95,000 damage. Now there are 3 ships left. I would love to shoot at them. I got my armor piercing loaded. We're going to fling some shells out there at the Furitaka. And there's plenty of time left for us to continue on in this match. Oklahoma, I really need a heal. The Oklahoma looks like he's pretty healthy. He might be a tier 4 ship, but he's got a lot of health. And friendly destroyer alongside here, give me a little will to rebuild, not that it's in effect. We will line up some shots at the Oklahoma here. And again, another turret knocked out. There is the high caliber metal. We go over 100,000 damage. And I want to say, I think the Oklahoma's turning away. No, maybe not. All right. He's going to keep going. I should have turned more to starboard here, not to open up my broadside, but to screen myself from the cruiser. As you can see, the dispersion of the French ships is not great. So we're going to turn here, just get that cap circle flag. Again, another turret knocked out. Furitaka over here, we're going to fling some shells at him with our remaining good turret. And a bunch of overpens. So it is true, you do get a lot of overpens with these guns on lightly armored targets. Alright, Oklahoma gets taken out. Just the Furitaka left. Congratulate my teammate. When I say left, there's still a destroyer, but I don't know where he is. And so at this point, we got will to rebuild going on. We're shooting at the Furitaka, as is everyone else. And can we get a kill? And the answer is shell out. We're going to die. Oh, we dodged that torpedo. Amazing. And I think all of our salvos missed. And that's the end of the battle. So we didn't even kill anyone, folks. We did not score a single kill. But we got a high caliber medal. We got a dreadnought medal. 114,263 total damage. Almost 275,000 silver, 4306 ship XP and commander XP. Redefine success when you're down tier. Sometimes you can impact the match and end up at the top of the board without killing a single ship. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the Dunkirk, it is certainly a good ship and I like it. It is not OP by any stretch of the imagination. Really kind of have to pick your spots, and when you're down tier, got to use that HE. Thanks for watching, folks.